my God, look at the size of that duck. That duck's massive. Oh my God, look at the size of this horse. It's a duck-sized horse.
It's a bit, I haven't done a cheers in a while.
No.
Get formalities out of the way.
Get that sorted. Right, you ready?
Ready.
Right, let me just check what number this is again.
The lights are on. Can't promise anybody's home,
No,
but
we're ready to go. Hello and welcome to episode 51 of Duck-Sized Horses, the comedy podcast that aims to answer the would you rather questions we hope you've always wanted answered. I'm Nathan Herat.
And I am Jack Glover. And yeah.
We're back.
We're back. Number 51.
51.
The long lost 51.
Absolutely.
I think actually, it's been so long. I haven't listened to episode 50.
No, me neither.
But I'm pretty sure. Haven't listened to it, just put it out there.
Yeah. We don't listen to our own stuff.
Yeah. Quality control is below us.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that ended on a cliffhanger where we couldn't find episode 51.
I think it did. You're right, mate. Yeah.
And spoiler alert, well, if you're listening to this,
We found it.
No, we haven't. It's gone. It's long gone. Maybe it will come back in the future. Maybe we'll have to do like a parallel
Maybe, yeah.
universe 51. But the show must go on.
It must.
And it absolutely must. We've got Mr. Kipling banging at the door.
Yes, we have.
our long-running sponsor for the show.
That and Rose Lemonade.
Yeah.
Fentiman's Rose Lemonade.
They, we've got to keep the lights on at DSH HQ, so the show must go on.
It absolutely
no
must,
question
so.
about it. So yeah, we're going to re-record.
We are.
Number 51.
We are.
You haven't heard it. We can't remember it.
No.
So it's basically from square one.
Yeah, we may as well just do it again. I'm sure it was of a quality.
Square 51.
Square 51, nice.
How are you anyway?
I'm very well. Yeah, things are busy. Been a lot going on. Lots of trips and nice shows and stuff. How are you, sir?
Equally busy as well.
Very busy.
Not so many nice shows or trips or anything else, but two Sproglets
Yes.
now. Two in the Glover clan. Which
What a
is
lovely way to refer to them as well.
Sproglets. Oiks. They're great. It's all
really
good.
good,
It's all been a bit wild.
Congratulations on your second one as well, because
Thank
I
you
don't
very
think
much.
your second child had been born when we did the last one. The long lost
one.
episode. I don't believe
No, I
your
think-
second child
I think
had arrived. So
It
congratulations.
was in prep. So yeah, I think it was out. Number 50 came out in September.
I believe it did, yeah.
So there we go, September 24, and it's now, at time of pressing record, March
It is March.
25.
It is March 25. Just had to check the date. It is March 25. So
So there we go. But yeah, wonderful to be back. You'd think in that time that the admin would have been piling up, and I'll be honest with you, just trying to get through the fan mail.
yeah, there's been a lot of messages to get through.
It's been a laborious task.
It certainly has.
You didn't have to write all of those things, but you did.
Yeah.
You really did.
Yeah. But generally, thank you to some people, all the people who in the time, because there has been, as Jack said, a little bit of a gap. The people have gone back and listened to episodes.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. People have got in touch. New people have kind of stumbled across it. And
Absolutely. I think that's been the wildest thing. I know I've been just making jokes then, but the fact that, the listener counts have still been kind of ticking along.
Yeah.
It's been a real joy from all of the places and all of the corners of the world. Thank you.
And it's nice. It's nice. I don't know if people have done it to you, Jack, when people remind you of an episode that I've almost forgotten that we've done, and people have gone back and listened to it. So that's been really great. I did promise people sort of back in 2024 when we did the last episode that I would give some shout outs to people.
Here we go. Long-awaited shout outs. Do they still want them?
Well, they're going to get them. And if you'd like to give a shout out to somebody up to 18 months after a special event, we'll let you know a bit later how you can get
We'll
in
get
touch
to it
with
at
us.
some stage.
We'll get to it within the next 5 to 10 years, and I'm sure it'll mean something. So many congratulations to Stacey and Wayne and Dan and Ellie on your weddings. It was really lovely to be there and celebrate them. So on behalf of everyone at DSH, congratulations. Sorry it took a while for us to get there.
Hopefully the marriage is still going.
Hopefully
going
you're still
well.
together. Yeah. Hopefully everything's fine. Otherwise,
We do divorce messages as well.
We'll give a shout out to your divorce if you need.
Let us know.
Yeah. Oh, that would be bad.
Oh, no.
That would be so bad. Oh well, it was meant with good intentions. If the marriages have sadly ended.
Maybe tell someone else.
If they have, if they have, here's to new beginnings. I think that's the last bit of admin from me. Shall we cross over to the horse to get up with the scores?
Let's do it. The Human Overhaul Robotic Scoring Engine.
Beautifully remembered, sir.
Aye, slow riding a bike.
Hello dearest fans, it is I, the horse. Look, I'll be honest with you, I forgot what I'm supposed to do at this point, so let's just say that Nathan is winning. That's it, on with the show.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, the horse.
I'm glad they know what the score is because I haven't a clue. I try and write it down, but I'm not sure.
Maths, isn't it? It's all computers.
Not a strong point of mine, as we discussed off air.
There we go. Well, thank you very much to the Human Overhaul Robotic Scoring Engine. Let's add to that total.
Let's do it.
Question 51. You did the introduction. Does that mean I'm on the question?
You are on the question.
I am on the question. What is the question?
You want me to tell you? Shall I do that? Shall I do everything? You just sit there, mate, and have a cup of tea.
Right, lovely.
Cool. The question is, would you rather have a toddler or a pensioner as a sidekick? Pretty highbrow to come back in on.
Wow. Okay, right.
Go on then, mate. You go first.
Well, I have some questions and thoughts
Oh, no.
that we'll dive And technically, I already have a toddler as a sidekick.
You do?
She is my little right hand gal.
And go. She's a great sidekick as well, to be fair.
But this is what I'm unsure at the moment. I may make my mind up as I go along. I don't have a strong answer just yet. Sidekick.
Yes.
That implies like some kind of super ability.
Yes, I think it does, yeah.
So is this like a superhero sidekick toddler, or is it just kind of like
question.
a bit of a shadow,
Like a wingman?
Yeah, like a hype person,
Hype guy, or girl.
Which again, I've got a very good one of those.
Hype girl.
So
I think we should go for a sort of superhero style.
Wonderful.
Or superpowers. Yeah.
In that case, I think I'm gonna go with a toddler.
Excellent
again,
choice, sir. Excellent choice.
Because I think a sidekick superhero pensioner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awful to go into it and sound rude immediately.
But I sense you're going to.
How are the superpowers holding up for a pensioner at this stage?
Well, it's a good question.
Because
I don't know.
Age comes for us all, and could it be a sidekick who could fly? I think a toddler's got a lot more staying power to be in the air, power of flight or not. They
find their way.
Yeah, they yearn for not being anywhere on the ground at any time. But a pensioner, might only be able to stay afloat for a little while.
This is
might
true.
have to have a little rest and sit down and a couple of biscuits. I mean, to be honest, I'm painting a really really lovely picture actually, because given the choice, I think I'd much rather do.
I mean, that sounds delightful. I've got to be honest. I don't see what the problem is there, Jack.
Yeah, flying sounds like a lot of effort, but. Or super strength.
Okay.
Does the super strength kind of deteriorate a little bit? Does it become more like average strength?
That's a very good question.
Or is it like a wine? Like
it gets better with age.
Yeah.
Does
it become stronger? Does the pensioner become stronger?
I feel like if you've got a superpower, you don't really lose it, do you? I suppose maybe like reaction times may change slightly. But I feel like a pensioner with a superpower would still be able to maintain some level of use, so to speak.
My concern with a toddler though as well is that they have all this power, but it's kind of unchecked.
This is true. Yes.
Like a pensioner might know how to use and wield the power a little bit more sensibly.
Yes.
Like they'd be able to lift up really heavy things or fly or see through walls.
Yeah.
And I think a toddler would use their power to like see through an object just to discern whether there was more yogurts in the fridge.
Yeah.
Or to find where you've hidden your chocolate.
Yeah,
or like,
that's true. Yeah.
Or I feel they're a lot more chaotic. I feel like a toddler would be like a great evil supervillain sidekick,
Okay, so
maybe.
like evil genius type
Yeah.
sidekick. Okay.
But could also be very fun.
It could be, it could be great.
Chaotic and just a bit bonkers.
So you've got your toddler sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first thing you do as a pairing? What do you feel that a toddler sidekick will enable you to do better that you can't do currently?
That is a very good question. I think I would like to see them. Maybe one of their superpowers could be like super hearing.
Oh, strong. Yeah, that's
It
good.
would be very, very good. They'd be able to hear and listen for things.
Yeah.
But this is where it becomes.
Oh, no.
It gets a little bit tricky again, because it's one thing to have super hearing and being able to like listen out for danger.
Yeah.
It's another thing to be a super listener and a super concentrator.
That's true.
Which toddlers are famously not. I think I've picked the wrong.
I think you picked the wrong type.
the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But a pensioner might have trouble with the whole super hearing thing, or maybe the super hearing thing is a power that they need to have.
This is true. Yeah.
Do they just have the one power, or?
I think it's just a singular power. Yeah. I don't think they have multiple.
Okay. So I need to pick.
Yeah. So if I had to actually push you,
so I've had to
and put you on the spot.
pick a power for a toddler.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
What a phrase.
That is dangerous.
That is. It could be dangerous in many ways.
They're already quite fast. So maybe super speed's wrong.
Yeah.
They're already quite, as I said a minute ago, they want to be not on the ground as much as possible.
This is true. Yeah.
I think maybe flight is a good one, because if they're up high and they don't want to jump off something, they're not going to fall and hurt themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe the power of flight, I think.
Are you using, with the toddler sidekick, are you using your own personal toddler? So would it be your child, or would it just be a toddler?
Yeah, otherwise I think it'd be a bit weird.
I was kind of wondering how I worded that question, if you know what I mean. Like,
Harsh, yeah, just me hanging out with, I don't know, little Noah. Or he flies, by the way.
Because I was thinking that could cause a lot of jealousy for your child.
But yeah, I think you'd have to go about solving the. I think one of the things you want to do as a parent is when they get to a toddler age, is you want some help with like doing little things.
Yeah.
You're like, oh great, now I've got a little helper who can help me out now.
Yeah.
Like doing the gardening, but that's the last thing they want to do, because they just want to go in and watch Frozen for the 800th time in
It's a good film, though. It's a good film.
a space of an hour. But yeah, maybe if it's flying, like if you've got a tree to chop down, you can fly them up the tree a bit.
Yeah.
Pick a frisbee out of the tree and get that. Have a look in the guttering. All very, very mundane tasks.
Yeah, your ambitions aren't particularly high, ironically, considering you've got a flying toddler at your disposal.
But I think getting places would be quite straightforward. You could just fly there. Trying to get a toddler in a car seat or to walk any distance is a bit of a task in itself. So if they could fly, I think that would make it more fun for them, because that's all they really want, is just to have fun.
Yeah.
So get them flying.
Would you get them and would you yourself sort of dress up in a kind of superhero get-up, or are you staying in normal garb?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Do I have superpowers as well?
I mean, the question doesn't specify. Would you like superpowers, Jack? Because I'm more than willing to allow that if it helps you.
Yeah, why not?
Go on then.
Do I have to have a different
I think
power?
so, yeah. I think you've got to mix it up.
So if they're flying, that could be tricky. 'Cause
Yeah.
they could be off.
Yeah, before you're ready.
Yeah, and there could be me with like, I don't know, power to turn invisible or
Yeah.
like a really mundane superpower, like the ability to guess which soup is in a can with the labels falling off.
Hey, it's a skill. It's a skill.
It's that power. Great power comes responsibility and delicious soups. Oh yeah, I don't know. I'd have to maybe. You'd have to have super hearing or super strength, so you could
balance.
Yeah, so you could see like or hear where they've gotten to.
Yeah,
because they could just be flying off all over the
they
place.
could just disappear.
Yeah, I feel like a pensioner. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like again I've picked the wrong thing early doors now.
Yeah.
They'd be a little bit more in control of it, but I don't know if they'd be a little bit, again, without wanting to sound rude, a bit old and doddery.
And there it is. We've been back 10 minutes.
How about you? What are you going to go for?
Well, now, looking at my notes that I made a long time ago, I'm quite pleased with this, but I can feel you hating me before I even suggest this. So my pitch to you, Jack, is a kind of hybrid of both toddler and pensioner. Is that allowed?
I don't know. We're going to have... Well, you're going to tell me anyway.
I am going to tell you. Even if it's not allowed, I'm still going to go through my answer.
Because they're quite similar.
But I thought there's enough of a difference, if that makes sense, that they both bring something to a situation.
They both are a little bit wobbly.
Yeah.
They both don't make a lot of sense sometimes. Both love the bus.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Love a good sit down.
Yeah. Love biscuits.
Need access to a toilet quite drastically.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. Anyway, my answer wasn't to just insult both toddlers and pensioners. I was thinking almost like a Transformer style sort of collaboration between the two. Because like you mentioned, obviously toddlers are famous for having incredible energy. And I feel like if you can harness that energy in sort of the hyper energy and the fast-paced energy, that could help any situation. But also, a pensioner has a level of energy too, a sort of more sedate, calm energy, which could be useful in kind of diffusing a situation of like tension.
Yeah,
they've got
the brains.
Exactly, and they've got the life experience. And they love an anecdote, don't they?
They do.
A pensioner. And toddlers to some extent also, but theirs are not always understandable because they're kind of learning. You can see they're beginning to create anecdotes, aren't they? But they maybe don't have the language. Whereas I feel like if you're in a situation of high tension, which sometimes I am, I feel like if you've got a pensioner who can say, "Oh, do you remember when?" Or like, it's the classic back in my day type.
Okay.
It's very hard, and this might be a sweeping statement, but we're down the rabbit hole. It's very hard to be annoyed with someone who's giving an anecdote of kind of back in my day, like. You might be really, really cross and really kind of...
Yeah, I suppose like you know you're going to get to the end of a story at some stage.
Exactly.
Whereas a toddler could go off on a ramble.
One, yeah.
Back in my day, there's a rabbit, and I saw a rabbit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good chat. Exactly. So that was really my pitch. That's the main thing.
So a hybrid.
A hybrid between a pensioner and a toddler, and then depending on what the situation is, there'd be some kind of... I assume I'd have some kind of remote control or some device that could call them. Or phone, actually, is probably what normal people would call them, rather than a device that... I'm so technologically minded.
Did you want a bat signal?
I did, yeah, like thing? a little way to call either the toddler or the pensioner.
Well, that's a good argument to have a pensioner as a sidekick, because if it was a bat signal...
Yeah.
Toddlers are famously in bed.
This is true.
By the time it gets dark.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully, famously in bed by the time it gets dark.
You'd hope so, yeah.
You're hoping they're not looking out of a window and seeing nighttime.
And also, if you're in a situation where you're outnumbered, sort of, you're taking on some criminals or something, people that have done a bank heist or something like that. Pensioners famously have those necklaces that if you press like an ambulance, police, the emergency services are contacted. So if you needed backup, you just go... Say to your pensioner, any chance you could press?
So they've almost got like their own utility belt.
Exactly, yeah. It's like a living utility belt, isn't it? Essentially. Like,
Yeah. And they carry around all sorts of clutter as well.
yeah, they do.
They've got all sorts of things in their
Yeah.
pockets and bags.
Yeah.
I got told off by a pensioner once when I was younger. This is a fond memory, but one of them told me off
Back in your day.
back in my day as an 8-year-old boy for not having a knife.
You got told off for not having a knife.
Not having-
Jack, how dare you? How could you go out without?
I think I had like a T-shirt on and the label was sticking out, and he said, "Give me a knife," and I went, "I don't have a knife." And he was like, "Why don't you have a knife? You're a nice young man like you should have a knife." And I was like, I don't."
Were you essentially mugged by a pensioner?
Reverse mugged. Yeah.
Yeah, you were like,
Give me a knife.
Yeah, you were like backwards mugged by a pensioner. That's incredible.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think there's probably some merits to both, but I don't know if I can let you.
Can you not accept it?
No, because
Okay.
you've chosen. Because if you go to extremes of the scale,
Yeah.
you have a toddler.
Yeah.
Let's say they're 3. You have a pensioner. Let's say they're 73.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle is kind of going to be your hybrid person,
Yeah,
isn't
hybrids.
it?
Yeah, that's true.
So not so good at maths, but it will be someone in their mid to late 30s, early
Yeah.
40s kind of like period. So you've basically just picked a grown up as a psychic.
I've almost picked myself because I'm almost in that age bracket of like mid-30s.
Oh, so you're your own psychic.
I'm my own psychic.
Yeah, I think this is a cop out.
Yeah, okay.
But would you what would you have your hybrid do then? What
yeah, what
problems
kind
going
of-
out and solving?
I think, like I said earlier on, maybe an element of like conflict diffusion would be good, because I think like both with the hybrid, both toddlers and pensioners bring something to the table, because there is a kind of inherent joy that a toddler will bring that can diffuse a situation.
That's very true. And in a lot of superhero things, not enough lot of work goes into the preventative causes.
Yeah. There's very little restoration that goes on
No,
in,
yeah.
in superhero films.
Yeah, you know, it's all about the justice.
Yeah.
And all about the the Batmobile and whole cities getting destroyed. There's very, very little youth centres.
No, exactly.
Or-
Batman very rarely sits down for mediation with the Joker, does
No.
it? Like, it's very much like...
So we need more crushes.
Yeah,
and more
essentially.
more bingo halls.
Combine
And
the two.
We've got our we've got a perfect world for pensioners and toddlers. Or a combination
A
of the
combination, there you go, mix the two.
This is it. Well, we need less of whatever the opposite of those things is. I don't know what.
What the opposite of a question of bingo hall
Yeah.
is. Maybe combining the two, you could literally have the toddlers be the numbered balls, and they run around and get kind of hyper and
You have them at leisure
energetic
centres,
and-
don't you? So maybe we just need more leisure
What,
centres.
crashes?
Yeah, you have a crash
You
at
have
a
a
leisure.
crash at a leisure centre.
Pretty sure you have a crash at a leisure centre.
I would have
don't
thought-
think I've actually seen a crash in a few
Well, it's not really
years.
for you, is it? You haven't really been to one for a while.
But you know, like
Yeah. Why would you have a crash at a leisure centre? Surely you just go...
plonk your kids there where you go and do
Yeah, but wouldn't you go for a
I don't
family
know.
swim? Like,
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a thing anymore.
The crash.
A crash.
I'm sure they must. Crashes must exist. They have them at the back of churches sometimes, don't they, during the church service?
Could you just a place where you just leave your kid?
Well, no, that's just neglect now. We've just
Yeah,
we've
I don't-
created a
yeah,
problem
so I
rather
don't-
than
I don't know if they do exist anymore.
What, the crash?
Yeah,
Maybe if anyone out there owns a crash or knows that crashes still exist,
maybe they've just become bingo halls.
maybe maybe they have.
Maybe this is what we need to do. We need to create a world where, again, so you can have this sort of hybrid headquarters.
Yeah, crash
So the
headquarters.
pensioners can sit down and do their bingo,
Yeah,
and
The toddlers can-
toddlers can
run around and build
Run around.
dens, and
yeah, they can be the bingo callers.
there you go. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure we've answered the
I
question.
don't think
at
we've
all.
answered the question at all, but
We've put the worlds to rights.
we have. Bring back the crash.
So you want a hybrid one?
I want a hybrid one.
I'm not sure what I've wanted.
No.
Who won the point last time?
Let me have a look. Oh, I've not written it down on that bit of paper.
Oh,
right,
no.
so currently, and I'm hopeful that the horse at the beginning of the episode would have confirmed this, I make the scores Jack 26, Nathan 28.
But
but that doesn't explain who won the point last time.
No, I was like we've copped out of an answer for this one. I was going to cop out of giving Trevor a point and just being like, it's fine. It's the backup episode.
It is the backup episode. Do you want to go
the backup? The comeback.
The comeback. Yeah, nice mate. Do you want to go like in the spirit of goodwill, a point each? Because I think we both argued quite well. No, you don't want to go a point each. I've seen that face.
I don't think we've even argued. Or what we have done is created a great modern podcast.
Yeah, what we've done is waste everyone's time.
There's this half an hour that's gone by where nobody's any wiser than they were half an hour ago.
Do you want to take a point off us?
Yes. Here's a radical idea.
Go on.
This is the beginning of a new era.
Okay.
Shall we? Is this the new season?
This is the new season. We'll go the new season.
We'll everybody, no points deducted.
No points taken off. Okay.
We're both mid-table, 0 points, and we'll go again.
We'll go again. Okay, we'll keep it at that.
So, who takes a point from this one, though?
Who opens it? To be honest, I'm more than willing to yield and let you open up and take the first point of the new season.
Oh, you've won the last one.
I did win the last one.
I will gracelessly accept.
Thank you for graciously accepting.
Wonderful. Well, that was episode 51.
It was episode 51. Oh, we need to, before we go, if you want to send us a question, and you're wondering how to do that, we need to let you know how to do that, which means handing over to Sim, who's our man with the socials.
I'm Simeon Courtie, award-winning broadcaster, writer, and these days just trapped in a voice booth and made to say these words. Contact the podcast on Twitter @DSH Podcast, on Facebook, Duck-Sized Horses, and email duck-sizedhorsespodcast@gmail.com.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Sim. And wait, no.
No.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Are you leaving us on a cliffhanger question? How? We'll come back to that next time.
new format. It's gone.
If you'd like to send us part of a question, then you can do.
Right. Or let's crack on with the second. We're doing a triple recording here. We're going to come in with episode 52.
We are.
Next. You can listen to that in all of the favourite places you love to listen to podcasts, and all of the places you don't love to listen to podcasts as well. They're there regardless of what you think or what demands you've made. I look forward to catching you then.
Yeah, look forward to it. Cheers.
This podcast is part of Britpod Scene, an independent network of uniquely British podcasts that's always growing. Check out BritpodScene.com or BritpodScene on Twitter to find out more.